What is my connection to Korea? Um, in college, right before my senior year, I used to write for the campus newspaper, the black campus newspaper, the Nubian Message. But our school paper, the Technician, on the back of the paper, they would have ads. People would buy ad space. So I remember reading the school paper, and on the back there was like a full page ad, I believe, for study abroad to go to South Korea for like a week or a week and a half or something like that. They had scholarships that were available, and it was just like, wow, I can go to Korea. I'd always wanted to go to Japan because I was really into Nintendo, and I was just like, oh, they're creating all this fun and whimsical stuff. Like, I want to go to Japan. But then there was an opportunity to go to Korea, and it was just like, oh, that's still pretty close. I can still go and kind of see what the Asian culture is like. I can get this experience that I've never left the country before. I'm a North Carolina country bumpkin, so why not go to Korea? So that was my connection to Korea, was going on that study abroad trip. Did I know I was going to Korea with a cult? Let me think. No. I don't think anyone, even as crazy as you are in college, when you are just like naive as you are in college, that you would like literally actively participate and try to go to Korea with a cult. That was not it. I mean, I do remember the people. I remember them being kind of off. I remember like they say, like the elevator didn't go all the way to the top, so there was a little bit where it was like they couldn't think for themselves. So that's kind of what I remember about them. But it was still like it was such an opportunity to go to Korea and kind of study abroad. Like before I went back for my senior year, it was like over the summer. I it was just a great opportunity. So I guess I didn't really check for the signs or the red flags to kind of see that these people weren't quite legit. They had us out in like this place called Big Bear. It was a resort that had like traditional Korean like floors, where the floors were heated. I think we got like a blanket or something and a pillow to sleep on, but we were sleeping on the floor. It was in the middle of summer, so it was really, really hot. I remember hearing the cicadas. I remember us being really far out from Seoul. Um, I remember the first day we went to their center. They had this big building that came out of nowhere. We were on a bus. I figured at that point in time that this was a cult. You don't really get big, beautiful, new looking buildings that come out of nowhere when you're riding through the country, and this building just shows up out of nowhere. And so at that point, I was kind of on to them, and I knew that this was probably a cult. I started telling the students around me, y'all, I think this is a cult. And they were like, oh, no, it's not a cult. And so then when we got into the building and kind of saw everything, then they were like, yes, Shequeta, you're right. This is a cult. So, I mean, it wasn't anything crazy. They just kind of had like a setup of chairs. And then at the front of the building, there were like the leaders of the cult. I was there with the Mooney. So Reverend Sun Young Moon was there. And there were like different like governors and stuff, like just people that were in town for this, because they had a lot of money. So when you have a lot of money, you get a lot of politicians, and so those are the people that were there. They didn't really try anything crazy with us. We just were there talking about love at the time. Did they try to marry me off? No. I do remember on the way back from Korea, I had checked out all these books about Korea. And in those books, if I had just read it, there was a whole article about this cult and how they had the big mega wedding where they married all these people off. So if I had just opened that book and read it before I went on this trip, I would have known who I was going with. I think the following day after we went to the cult place, we pretended to be sick. It was my idea, of course, because I'm a rebel. And we had to take a taxi cab to the bus stop. We took the bus stop to the subway, and then took the subway into Seoul. That's how far out we were from Seoul. One of the students that I was there with, I forgot what school she went to, but her boyfriend was stationed in South Korea, in Seoul. So he met up with us and kind of took us around and was like our tour guide. So yeah, it was like the military was there. So we were able to kind of still navigate. I was able to go get Pizza Hut and KFC and stuff while we were like escaping the cult for that day that we left them.
Next week on the Shero Universe miniseries.
Do I regret going to Korea with a cult? Um,